I've been wanting to talk to you since last year. And then you took a break and all that. And today what happens? I can't get through. It's my fault.
There you go.
There you go. But, oh God, I've been a fan of yours since, well, what was that first series you did? Called to Glory. I was always a pushover for a guy in a uniform.
Well, there you go. Me too.
Well, I know that you're filming today, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to keep you too long. I have some questions for you.
Sure.
Your series, you become that person. You became the coach. You became the pilot. You are really now in this one great. Everybody I talk to loves the district.
Yeah, a lot of people like the show.
Yes, it's very and you look great. Are you selecting your own clothes?
No, I've got a great costumer here, Catherine Adair, and she's just incredible.
Well, take her with you when you leave the series.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you look great, but you become actually that person. You know?
Well, it's pretty easy because Jack Maple, the character was based on, was a guy that I became very friendly with, spent a lot of time here, so he was very flamboyant and very gregarious and very giving of his time, so I was able to, in a short period of time that I spent with him, capture at least some of him anyway.
I don't know, but you bring, you bring so much to your role. And the other thing that I've noticed is the cast always had such good chemistry, and you're always the star. That must be attributed to you in some way. I think your cast is great on the district, and
they're really wonderful people.
Oh,
that's the bottom line, you know.
Oh yeah, and
they love the show, and they want to do the best they can for it. And there's a lot of input. There's a lot of collaboration. And when we get together on the set, it's all about the work. It's all about doing the right thing, trying to do the right thing. What would Jack do?
Well, you know, the chemistry, if it's not good, it reflects in what you see on the screen.
Yeah.
And
it does.
And I attribute that to you because you are the star of the show, and you sort of set the tone. If they didn't like you, they wouldn't act that way.
Well, I don't know, Polly. You know how paranoid actors are, and the older I get, the more maybe I just get a little bit more.
I think you've gotten softer the older you've gotten.
Yeah, well, you do. I think that's what you have to.
Yeah.
Because if you fall down, you'll break something.
That's for sure.
So you do have to get softer and mellower.
Yeah, you have. I've noticed. I mean, you are a little more reachable, touchable, or what else could I say? All right.
Yeah, I've always had a deal between, what I do and just being able to go home and relax and do what I like to do. So in that regard, I'm not a big seller of, I don't think, my work. I'm not out there a lot just selling it. You know what I mean?
Well,
I just like to do it and
I like
try to do good things, and then hopefully that speaks for itself. But
well, I like your singing on the show. Tell me, would your dad be proud of you when you sing like that?
Oh, my dad, gosh, yeah, he would have loved it. I mean, he would have loved Jack. He would have loved Jack Maple. He would have loved the kind of guy he was, and I think he would have responded to Mannion. Any kind of this kind of extravagance and a slight
flamboyant way.
Yeah, very flamboyant, very opinionated. He has a specific way of doing things. He believes in it. He's very principled about who he works with and who works with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got an eccentricity to him that my dad would have taken to immediately.
And are you still playing golf like he wanted you to?
Yep, I'm still playing.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think of all this stuff that's going on in Washington? And it's very noticeable that they keep talking about the Capitol Police, which you really don't care for on your show.
Right, right.
So do you think?
Well, we're doing, there's just nothing you can do. I feel, we talked a long time about maybe doing a show around it. And how do you capture the actual travesty and tragedy that happened to us? And I think to dramatize it is going to take a long time for those wounds to heal, if they ever do heal. And so we just decided to stay away from it and focus on what's going on internally now.
Because that's still going on too, regardless of the tragedy and everything and all of this anthrax and all that stuff that's going on. You still have your drug problems. You're still going to have your murders and all. But I was thinking to myself, how is he going to work for the Capitol Police on this? No way, because
them and the FBI and
you don't seem to respect them so much on your show.
Yeah, we've had some problems with those guys.
No. So I figured, there's no way he's going to say now, oh, they're pretty smart.
Yeah. Well, them and their silly haircuts. It just bothered the heck out of me.
That's right. So I guess we won't see any of those scripts coming up, right?
Yeah. We'll see. We've got some stuff coming up that I think is fundamentally very interesting in terms of it reflects what's going on, but in a specific way that we started to portray on the show through a Russian mobster, a guy that Mannion is after for the.
Well, you've been after him anyway.
And so this guy will lead us through environments and places that are in the news as we speak, because he's actively involved in what's going on.
Oh, well, that's good. So you can do that.
Yeah.
And the other thing, too, that I guess would figure in, they tell you, if you see anything suspicious, dial 911. That's the police.
Right.
So you would have to answer some calls on that.
Oh, yeah.
So we can still bring it in somewhere, can't we?
Yeah. I mean, they're going to be overloaded. I'm sure right now that the manpower shortages and how they're facing deployments has got to be a real nightmare.
Oh, I'm sure it is. With the different characters you've played, do you have a favorite now?
Yeah, I like the one I'm doing right now.
Better than Coach?
Yeah, in a different way. I mean, but, with Coach you had 9 years of, and we became such a family that it was hard to separate going to work and actually being at home. It just felt like it was so comfortable to do that show, and it was so much fun. This one is harder. The hours are longer, but it's really a memory of Jack, and it's a service to him that it even got off the ground anyway.
Well,
tribute to him.
In reading some, I collect everything. I've got a whole file on you like the FBI. But anyway, in one of the interviews you said that Coach resembled so many different people you knew, even though you never liked the Coach because of what he did to your knees when you played football. Well, what do you like? Well, you've said what you like about this character and how much you admire that person. So this is the difference there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he was just an extraordinary man, an extraordinary human being, and so filled with compassion and love for what he did that not only did he build your enthusiasm, but he made you see what he did in a different way. And it took away the stereotype, and you actually saw someone that was deeply involved in their work and connected to it in a way that was infectious, to say the least.
Well, I'm looking at the bio that they had out on you for Call to Glory. Mm-hmm. In 1984, ABC did one, right? And I put a note by it, and I wrote on the top of it, a classical American hero.
Mm.
See how I was predicting this to happen to you?
Yes.
Oh, well, do you have any movies coming up or anything? Or are you is there anything else that I could write about that they'll be seeing you in?
I got the production company that we have here. We're doing quite a few things, and
Okay.
we've got a lot of it's work in progress stuff. We've got 2 MOWs and 1 independent film and another big budget feature film.
Oh, good.
So we're doing a lot of work through the production company, and with Paul Roman, who's the development director, and then my youngest son Noah also works in the company.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
You're going to have him follow in your footsteps, huh?
Well, he's a good guy, and he wants to do it. So.
Well, you can't make them do it if they don't want to. That's for sure.
Well, I'll tell you, I tried to talk him out of it, Polly. And certainly he hung around me enough to know what the pitfalls were and all of that. And but he loves it. And hey, you know what? That's great.
Well,
if you got that kind of enthusiasm, and you want to do it, and you're willing to make the sacrifices, go ahead.
And you've got to love what you do or forget it. I know I've been doing this for over 30 years. So.
Yeah. Well, you've never seen anything like what's happening now.
No.
Have you?
No.
And I bet, I'm just imagining, the way I'm thinking, that the way it is, meaning the Taliban and that whole nature, is a kind of force that we've never encountered in our lives. And I think it not only has it changed this country already, but the changes we're going to have to make in the future are going to be fairly stringent. But
there's some idiots out there that are protesting now about bombing over there, the poor civilians. I don't get it. I just don't get that. Maybe I'm ruthless, but I feel, if they do something, man, you hit back. Maybe Bush waited too long.
Uh-huh.
And I think
people... Well, he certainly diplomatically went about it the right way, I thought, because the coalition, if there is one, really...
But I think we have a tendency, when things don't move fast, they kind of...
Well, I think you're right.
They die on the vine, like...
We're a fast food society, man.
We want it now.
That's right.
And if this war goes on and on, like they say, I don't know that we will change that much, but what about the kids that are growing up now?
Yeah.
They're going to have a complete different outlook on what's happening.
Yeah, I know.
And it's a scary time for them. I mean, there's so much out there between the drugs and the way life is now, and then all of this. I don't see how they have a peaceful night.
Yeah, I know.
Fairy tales don't come true.
Yeah, right.
Well, I'm not going to keep you because I know you're busy. I needed to get a few quotes from you. Like I say, I've got a whole file on you. I can tell you what you said 20 years ago. So the best of luck to you on this season. And I told Mary over at Snyder's or whatever that I wanted to talk to some of the other people in your cast, and I'm going to make one whole story.
Great.
So good luck to you, and I'll be watching. You can bet on that.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.